New Zealand has a population of 4.7 million people, and their capital is Wellington, which is located on the North Island.
New Zealand consists of mostly Christians and some atheists. Their holidays are traditionally Western, and Anzac Day and other holidays exist as well. They also have their own currency, New Zealand dollars.
The native people of New Zealand are the people of the Maori tribe, which are originated from the Polynesians that migrated from South Asia to the islands of the Pacific Ocean. The first Polynesians settled in New Zealand in 1280 AD, and they quickly exploited many different animals that were a part of a large diversity in the wildlife. The first European to explore New Zealand was the Dutch merchant Abel Tasman. Tasman discovered New Zealand in 1642, but didn't map the coastline. Instead, the British famous explorer James Cook visited the islands in 1770 and mapped most of the coastline and surroundings. Armed conflicts between the tribes and the European settlers led to a treaty signed in 1840. This made the natives keep their lands and the Europeans permission to settle elsewhere. Schools, hospitals and other public institutions were established during this time, and party politics became more important. The first government in charge was the Liberal government of New Zealand, which in 1893 extended voting rights to women and became the first country in the world to allow women to vote. What do you know about New Zealand?
New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah. Do you know anything?
Beautiful animals.
Yeah, great.
The animal kingdom of New Zealand is very special. It consists mostly of flightless birds, and one example of this is the kiwi bird, their national animal. The kiwi bird got its name from its close resemblance of the kiwi fruit. The kiwi bird is not the only flightless bird on this island though. Here once lived a huge bird called the moa. The moa bird had a similar appearance of an ostrich with it having a long neck, but the moa was supposedly much larger than a typical ostrich. The reason New Zealand has so many flightless birds is that these birds had no natural predators. So before humans came to the island, these birds had no reason to be able to fly.
The geography of New Zealand includes 2 big main islands and a number of smaller islands. New Zealand is a very long and narrow country. It's 1,600 kilometers long, and at its widest point it's 400 kilometers. Zealand is situated about 1,500 kilometers from Australia, and their closest neighbors are Fiji and Tonga. The 2 big main islands are separated by a strait named Cook's Strait, named after an explorer from Europe who was the first person to cross this strait. The South Island is the largest of the 2 islands and is the 12th biggest island in the world. It's divided along its length by a mountain range called the South Alps. The Southern Alps stretch for 500 kilometers down the South Island, and 18 of the peaks in the mountain range is higher than 3,000 meters. And the highest peak, Mount Cook, rises 3,754 meters above the sea. A lot of the landscape in the South Island include fjordland, steep snow-covered mountains and fjords. Here are the marks of an ice age clearly visible. The North Island is the 14th biggest island in the world and has fewer mountains than the South one. The North does contain some volcanoes. The highly active Taupo volcanic zone has formed a large volcanic plateau. And this plateau is the home to the country's largest lake, Lake Taupo. New Zealand offers a big variety of landscapes, from snow-covered mountains to great forests and volcanic plateaus. In fact, all of the landscape scenes shot from the movie Lord of the Rings are shot in New Zealand.
Ernest Rutherford, father of nuclear science. He is a New Zealand-born physicist whose research has rewrote the game. Rutherford was born in Nelson, New Zealand in 1871. Fun fact, his name was spelled Earnest when he was a child. In 1895, at Canterbury College, University of New Zealand, his research and invention, which was a new form of a radio receiver, won him the 1851 Research Fellowship, enabling him to study as a research student at Cambridge Laboratory under J.J. Thomson, which at the time had just discovered the electron. Rutherford was one of the first so-called aliens, those without a Cambridge degree but still got admission and were allowed to do research in the university. In 1898, Rutherford left Cambridge to take the chair of MacDonald Professor of Physics at McGill University, Montreal. His laboratory was one of the finest physics labs at the time, and Rutherford did put it to work, where he discovered a new noble gas, an isotope from rhodon, which later was named thoron, and discovered the atomic transmutation, and collaborated with Frederick Soddy to create the disintegration theory. With this work, he changed the foundations of science and unleashed a massive research, which won him a Nobel Prize in chemistry in 1908. Another fun fact, Otto Hahn, who discovered atomic fusion, worked under Rutherford at Montreal's lab in 1905.